Obviously, made a little change there at quarterback, and you know, it was just one of them days. And DJ's been awesome all year, and you know, sometimes the ball don't go in the basket. You know, the best of the best. Sometimes you go 0 for 5. You know, sometimes you know, Steph Curry goes, you know, 3 for 22. You know, sometimes it just won't go in, and sometimes you got to give somebody else an opportunity. And you know, really proud of Cade, you know, to throw him in that situation.
I mean, Dabo. Like, if we were going to say, before hearing that, if I were to tell you, Dabo is going to talk about benching his quarterback, what would he probably say? That's like verbatim what I would write down. He would make a Steph Curry reference. The greatest shooter in the history of basketball. You know, DJ Uiagalelei is kind of like that. Oh, I mean, just make a baseball comparison. It's easier because it's like, hey, you know, some nights in baseball you go 0 for 4, and everyone's like, yeah, you know, that happens. But when it's like, yeah, sometimes Steph Curry, it's like, you know, is DJ really Steph Curry? I don't know, man. I don't know. And I know everyone's trying to say the right things and like, oh, it's just one bad day and, you know, it'll be fine and we're going to go that direction. But really, is it? I mean, week 1, we sat here and we had this conversation. Are they better with Cade Klubnik or are they better with DJ Uiagalelei? And listen, DJ has played well at times. At times he's played well. He played great against Wake. He really did. And we commended him for it. But now we're starting to see like this up and down. And the problem is that DJ's floor is really low. It's really low. So like, is it going to be Klubnik coming in? I don't know. Should he? I'm not sure. Because here's the one thing I do know about college football coaches. And fans want to say like, oh, well, he's just married to DJ and he's never going to do that. And he's playing his favorite. And college coaches are not that way. If you're better in practice, you'll probably play. Right? Like that's just the way it happens. And these guys get paid too much money. There's too much on the line to go out there and just be like, you know, I like this kid better, so he's going to play over the kid that's playing better in practice. That doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen. So there's a reason DJ is still your starting quarterback. But, and I will tell you this, some guys are better in games. And if Klubnik becomes the guy that it's like, man, we didn't see that in practice, but boy, in the games, this is where he excels, then they might have to go that direction. Because the bottom line is that they've got a couple of games, really one, coming up, that if DJ plays to his floor, they'll get beat. I think South Carolina could beat them. That leads to my next point and last point on Clemson. Do we really think that Clemson is all that good? I mean, I know they're undefeated, and I still have them up there, you know. I think, I don't know, 6th or something right now. And I'll honor that. And I've argued that we should only include conference champions in the playoff. And I will fully stand by that. But is this team really that good? I have no idea. And the bad part about that is that we won't figure that out until they potentially play a playoff game. You see, I've always argued for every playoff participant to be a conference champion because, generally speaking, almost all the time, you're going to get tested at some point in your conference. And in every conference this year, that's happening as we speak. And it will happen throughout November. There's no other team in the country with an easier path to the playoff than Clemson. And it's been this way for quite some time. This is a team that has gotten the benefit of an 8-game conference schedule, not 9, and a ridiculously weak 1-team conference. You know, even Oklahoma had a tougher gauntlet through the Big 12 to go to the playoff in some of those years than what Clemson has had throughout their tenure. Dabo's tenure in these playoff years. And that's not to say like they didn't have good teams. No, of course they had great teams. They won national championships. So I'm not arguing that they shouldn't go. I'm just saying like, boy, do we really think that they're any good? I don't think so. And we're not going to know until the playoff. And they're going to be there, by the way. So we're really playing for 3 spots. And that kind of sucks. It kind of makes me think, man, I wish we had expansion early, right? It makes me wish we had expansion early because there's no part of me that thinks that Clemson could finish any higher than 3rd in the SEC East or the Big Ten East. Think about that for a moment. Do we really believe Clemson could finish any higher than 3rd in the SEC East or the Big Ten East? Do we really think Clemson is better than Ohio State or Michigan? I don't. Do we think that they're better than Georgia or Tennessee? I don't. There's no way in the world they would win the Big Ten this year. There's no way in the world they would win the SEC. They might be one of the teams that I would say, yeah, they could maybe win the Big 12, just like any of these good teams in the Big 12. And I don't think that there's any way that they would win the Pac-12. So what do we do with Clemson? Well, they're going to the playoff. And so now we're fighting for 3 spots. So good luck to everybody else. And it might be just absolute chaos coming down the stretch.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.